Hey guys, back with another video. Today we're talking about Tesla stock, my biggest position. I think it will dip possibly back down to $100. I'm not selling. I sold a bit when it was close to $300. But it's still my largest position, still around 33% of my portfolio. So why do I think it will go back to $100? Number one reason is obviously the interest rates and them cutting their prices and their margins declining. Tesla obviously has a massive premium over other auto companies. Why is that? Because the consensus has been going back and forth about whether Tesla is just a car company or if it's also a tech company. It has a much higher sales multiple than other car companies because people do think that it is a tech company in many ways, and it had higher margins than other car companies. Now its margins are much more comparable to other car companies. Other car companies are valued, well below a price to sales ratio of 1, at least the traditional car companies. And Tesla has a multiple, I believe around 7 at the moment, a price sales multiple around 7. So obviously that's a huge premium. And obviously it is also a growing company, where the other ones are at best maintaining their revenue, if not declining. Maybe going up slightly. But, so this is another reason why they have that multiple. But again, with the margins compressing and their revenue decelerating significantly, they have not met their 50% target. They consistently have lost their 50% target of growth annually. And now Elon Musk is acting like it's almost ridiculous to say that they would grow 50%. He's saying, at a certain point, it's impossible to grow 50%. Didn't even bring up that was their previous target. So obviously that's pretty bearish. Didn't really talk about a current target in their most recent earnings call, that I recall at least. And so all of that is extremely bearish. And all of that kind of takes away from the narrative that it is a technology company and not a car company. It is looking more and more like a car company. Obviously, not including full self-driving, but they even discounted full self-driving, which is not a vote of confidence in them, being right at the edge of having that, in its final product. Obviously, it's never going to be in its final product, but having it to where it can drive itself without incident. So all of this is extremely negative, and many of the reasons why I think it will go back down to $100. I think the narrative of it being a tech company is kind of swinging back in the other direction, where people are more and more likely to think of it as a car company because its margins are much more similar to its competitors now than it was. People are back to thinking that Elon Musk is kind of pie in the sky, overly optimistic because he's missing his growth targets. He's missing the margin targets. And also a huge wild card, obviously the Cybertruck, which I think there is certainly a lot of demand for. But as Elon Musk said, it's going to be 18 months before they have that to full production. And he's not even completely sure about that. And we have no idea how difficult it will be to get to that and how much money it's going to cost. So that's another thing that's going to decrease their margins is the ramp of the Cybertruck, which is, an unprecedented vehicle. So these are all reasons why I'm pretty bearish in the short term on Tesla stock price. And there's no end in sight in terms of interest rates coming back down. I don't think they're going to be raised anymore, but it doesn't seem like they're going to come down significantly anytime soon. So these are all of the reasons why I think $100 is relatively likely in the not too distant future, in the next year, I think. And if we do hit $100, I will certainly be adding a lot to my position, even though it is already my largest position. I have extreme confidence and conviction in Tesla, obviously, my biggest position. So none of these take away from that. These are all kind of short to medium term bearish sentiments. So if you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe. See you guys next video.